So my favorite memory of Rebecca.
Of us.
Oh, of us.
Of us.
Okay, well, it doesn't change the memory then. You do it.
Tatum,
Sorry.
pull yourself together.
We're walking in Italy, and there was all these cars, and I think we were in Pisa actually, and I go, watch out, there's a car, and she doesn't move, and so,
I didn't hear you.
yeah, she didn't hear me, and so anyways, the car passes.
And I get ran over.
No.
The end.
No,
I'm dead.
a motorcycle ends up passing it.
Disappear.
She's crying. This is gonna be the longest
Tatum,
picture.
what happened? What did she do? How did she react? Tell the camera.
So anyway, sorry.
Don't cry. She came out alright. The accident wasn't that bad. Like 2 weeks in the
Anyway,
hospital.
sorry. Okay, so the motorcycle ends up passing, and she jumps and she screams and she pulls one leg up, and it was just the most funniest thing in the world.
Grace, what did you think of that?
She jumped on me, so it wasn't quite that funny.
What do you like to do with me?
To go shopping and buy books like this. I can't find it.
Look a little harder.
Ah, here.
What does it say?
I recommend it. Cuentos de buenas noches para niñas rebeldes.
¿Cómo?
Stories of good night for girls that are rebel.
Ooh.
Rebel girls.
Are you a rebel girl?
No, I'm a rebel boy.
Tell me one memorable thing we've done together.
Memorable. Well, no, one really funny moment was when we danced the song of Another Day of Sun from La La Land here on, well, no, there's a bed, but
On the bed?
no, in the middle of the room. But now there's a bed.
Oh, not the same. What else?
Your pictures with my mask.
Chloe got me a mask from
Japan.
Japan.
That foams and you look like a cloud. And then also, I don't know, maybe watching vines. Watching vines.
Distracting from
Yeah, I'm really
homework.
you know, today in chemistry, like this really girl that is always like really clever and really she's so nice. So I started talking to her. She didn't do anything in the whole class. I totally distracted her.
No way.
Yes way.
Score.
I'm such a bad.
Influence.
Yes.
Go.
Hi, I am Sarah, and I'm going to tell you my favorite memory with Rebecca.
Oh.
It's when we do the karaoke. It was delicious. We go to the supermarket, we take all the ingredients, so we peel the carrots, Grace and me, because I do a little bit.
Mostly Grace.
Rebecca do the frosting. We make all of us. We make like the mixture of solids, liquids, and we remove it so good. We put it in the fridge, and we love it.
It was
was so
gluten
good.
free, right?
Gluten free, without lactose.
Mm-hmm.
It was all for all family and friends.
And we went grocery shopping with Waska. That was fun.
Yes.
Anything else that you like doing?
I don't know, when we talk, when we do Snapchats, and
Yeah, I like that
Okay.
too.
and when we do braids and something like that.
Thank you for being my host, Sister Sarah.
Oh, me too.
Okay, Grace.
Try to
Let's
hold
tell
it
the
together a
story.
little better than Tatum did.
Okay, so Connor fell out of this tree. Connor was upside down in the tree, and all of the money fell out of his pocket. So Andrew ran underneath him to get it, and Connor dropped from the tree and sat on Andrew's head.
It hurt a little bit, but I got 20 cents out of it, so
Like
I would do it again.
26 American, really.
Yeah.
They were American dollars?
No, they were euros, but the exchange rate was favorable to them.
Oh.
Well, favorable depending on how you look at
Dang it. Yeah.
it. Okay. So we were in the Pyrenees on our ski trip, and towards the end of it, after Becca had hurt herself and Connor was rushing down the hill to rescue her.
Thank
I
you.
rescued her. What are you talking about?
Assist you in rescuing her.
I rescued her.
Anyway.
Thanks, Grace.
I am the knight in shining armor.
So I was lagging behind a bit higher up on the hill, and I come up behind this like dad and his little like 5-year-old kid skiing, and the kid is probably like 3 feet tall. And so he kind of like loses control a little bit and cuts me off, so I slow down to let him pass, but he just can't slow down and goes like straight into a snowbank. But he doesn't like fall over, he stays upright, but his momentum just carried him in, so in the end he was like up to his neck in snow.
Oh, it sounds familiar, right, Grace?
I don't know who would have run into a snowbank and gotten stuck waist deep.
That's gonna be my story.
Is this the good angle, or do you?
Connor, just look at me.
I think
Which
just
okay.
turn face that way.
He's
So-
turning into his alter ego with the martini.
I'll put that picture right next to him.
Connor,
I can cover
I'm
up.
recording. I've been recording.
Passed out. Knocked out.
We've
Okay.
seen worse. What's the oddest thing we've seen together?
One thing at a time, Becca.
Guys, I'm 30 seconds into this.
This is gonna be one of the best. I'll do it quickly.
You can crop it later.
So when we showed up in Naples, we had gotten an Airbnb that was in a pretty darn good spot in town, other than the fact that it was up a giant hill. When we showed up there, we were met with our host and her friend, who were going to open up the house, give us the keys, show us all the ropes, and explain the checkout process. Well, they spoke Italian, obviously, because it's in Italy. Did not speak Spanish or English, so we had a little bit of difficulty communicating that. Throughout the process of them explaining things like, all right, here's your kitchen and the bathroom and the bedrooms and all that kind of stuff, we somehow managed to accrue 2 other people, so they doubled. We got a neighbor from upstairs who just wanted to see what was going on, and her friend who was next door who did speak Spanish. And in Italy, they say everything 3 times. So, like, if it's to turn on the air conditioning, press the button. They say that 3 times. Or if it's like to go downtown, turn right. It was really confusing, but a good time.
Talk about the door a little bit.
The door is really difficult. The door was really difficult.
It's her phone.
Yeah. It was hard to open. We got stuck outside, so we had to go get the neighbor. He did it on the first try. His wife did it on the first try.
What happened before that? It came through all of us, didn't it?
Oh yeah, we could not open it.
For what, 30 minutes?
Yeah,
Probably.
we were stuck outside for a while. Kind of baffling.
So, Rebecca, what was your favorite story or memory of this trip? Or one of your favorites?
So, when we were skiing in the Pyrenees, Grace and I were like feeling pretty confident in ourselves. I had just gone down this really huge mountain. We went to the very top. I went with Andrew and Connor to the very top of the mountain during this blizzard, basically. It was like wind that was straight, horizontal, and the snow was, you could barely see anything. I was the only one with goggles on. The boys did not, and halfway down the mountain their cheeks were like bright blue and red, and they didn't really believe me and kept going. So anyways,
What were we supposed to do at that point? Halfway up a mountain.
I don't know, take someone else's,
Knock somebody out. Steal their coat.
call security. Well, so I just gone down that mountain, and Grace had practiced for a good, I don't know, hour maybe, and she seemed like she had a little more confidence back in her, so we decided to go back down this green mountain that we had gone down a decent amount. So Grace and I started, and and we get down this slightly larger hill.
Want to get that on camera?
That is a helicopter.
It's a helicopter. 2 helicopters.
Medical.
Zooming really close on all of your faces.
Wait, well, actually, wait, I don't know. That's butterfly, but they say that.
Mariposa.
Well, anyways, so Grace and I are going down this hill, and it's like kind of steep, and then it turns a little bit. And so Grace was like in front of me. She was going down. She was going side to side, and I was like, "Woo, go Grace!" And Grace has another story. In her head, she was screaming and so scared for her life. But she looked so confident going down that hill, I swear. And so she like gets a little too confident, I guess, or scared because she's going so fast. Goes right into a big snowbank and falls back. And it basically like eats her. I can barely see her at this point. I can see her head and arms sticking out. And so I go over there and I try to get her up, and she's like not coming up because the snow is so fresh. And so I have to take off my skis and then help her up. Well, first I take a picture, and then I help her up, and then she gets her skis back on, and then I can't get my skis back on. So it takes another 20 minutes for us to get back up, and then we start going down the mountain again. And then bam, I fall, I'm out. Grace has to help me up, and then that's it. We're done for the day.
Is it going?
Action.
The very first weekend that we were in or second weekend, I think, that we were in Spain, doesn't matter. We decided to go to El Escorial, this big old cathedral-y, palace-y monastery, really big building in a town called San Lorenzo, kind of close to Madrid. It was a day trip, so I'd kind of gone through and looked at some of the stuff on how we were going to get there and sent out a little bit of info. The day came, I went to my class early in the morning and then left from class. I decided I was going to get to the train station and scope everything out so I knew where to go, and I'd just meet people as they showed up there. I also thought that I found the only entrance into the station because it was where you paid. Well, so I showed up there something like 45 or so minutes before the train. Walked to the platform and then walked back up and stood in the choke point. Waited there for 40 minutes until the first train came and left. And I thought, oh my gosh, I guess everybody could have just been a little bit late. So I continued waiting there a little bit longer, and after another 25 minutes or so, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I can't believe nobody else made it here in time. So I walked upstairs, found Wi-Fi, sent out messages, tried to figure out where everybody is. No responses. After trying 2 different restaurants, Starbucks Wi-Fi was down. So then eventually I went back to the same spot. The second train was coming. It was the later of 2 options that I had specifically looked at. So I thought, okay, well, they got to be coming to this one. Maybe it was just they decided to come later. Stood there, waited. 6 minutes before the train or so started, just before 5. I said, all right, I'm gonna go check the platform. So I swiped in, sprinted full speed to the platform, got there 3 minutes before the train came and saw it pull in. Looked around, didn't see anybody that I knew, so I ran to one end of the platform, looking through the crowds, rushedly, but also looking at the people who had boarded the train, because I thought, well, maybe they just got on it. Didn't see anybody. Turned back around as the train left. I was running with it, trying to peek through, like, maybe they just got on. Nobody was there. So I looked around and then walked back up and went back for Wi-Fi and stood out for 15 minutes or so, but tops, and then eventually came back down and immediately ran into Becca and Grace. That's my side of the San Lorenzo story.
What's your side of the San Lorenzo story?
Oh, I need to be with you, Grace. You gotta come.
Fine. What's your side of the
How long is this
San
video
Lorenzo
gonna
story? It's only 2.5 minutes right now.
Okay. So my side of the story is that for all of Connor's great itinerary and planning and whatnot, he didn't tell me that he was going straight from class to the train station. So what were we trying to catch, the 11:30 train?
Something like that.
Yeah,
it would have been earlier.
Well, class would have ended at 10.
10, yeah.
How much earlier could it have been?
I mean, as soon as it doesn't matter.
11 or 11:30. We were trying to catch a train.
Yeah.
So I was waiting in our apartment, waiting for Connor to get back so we could go to the train station together. And time came that it was about 15 minutes before that train was supposed to leave, so I decided either Connor was already there or he just ditched me. So I decided to go to the train station, try to figure out where I was going, and I looked around for a while and didn't find anybody. But after waiting in the station for probably close to an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I don't remember. I missed the first train. But after waiting for a while, I just decided to go on my own. So I got on the next train to El Escorial and spent the day walking around
By yourself?
by myself.
Not with the rest of us?
Not with the rest of you.
Not with Connor?
Especially not with Connor.
A betrayal.
Betray.
This is the effect of no Wi-Fi and lack of proper communication.
True.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Who are you imitating?
I actually haven't seen the movie, but it's Cool Hand Luke.
All right, Grace, it's our turn.
Leg stuck. You want me to hold it? Like from up here?
Somebody can. It doesn't make
I'll
me
do that one.
Oh, it's zoomed in. I just got a great angle on the trash cans. Okay.
So, we, being responsible, showed up an hour early, as one does, together, because we live together.
Makes sense to me.
Trying to be responsible, trying to figure out where we are. And this is at like one of the most confusing metro stations ever. Nuevos Ministerios.
It's a big metro station.
So we go to the Cercanías station area where you see all the different platforms, and we try to figure out which platform Connor was talking about when he sent the text. And so we go to a couple different ones. I think it was like 6 or 7 that we were trying to find, and so we go down to a platform, see like the train doesn't say El Escorial, so we go back up, and then we go back down a different one, and I think, did we see a train leave for it?
We saw a train leave, but it wasn't until after we found it. 'Cause
Okay.
we didn't get up, because like it took us a while to find it, but we ended
Yeah.
up finding it in plenty of time, because we were there an hour.
Yeah.
And so we were waiting on the platform, saw one pull up, didn't see either of the boys, and decided not to get on the train because we didn't want to leave them. But then we waited, for like another half an hour probably, and walked around a little bit. And then one of us, I went and walked around looking for Wi-Fi, but we wanted one of us to stay there so that if one of you showed up, we'd like have somebody there.
Yeah. And then she had to be back at a certain time,
So
whether
that-
she found him or not.
Yeah, so that I wasn't lost.
And then we waited like another 30 minutes, and we're like, okay, we give up. Let's just try one more thing. Let's go down to the platform and make one more round, and then if we don't see them, we're going back home. So we go down and we make our round and we don't see them, and so we're just like, okay, we're gonna go out in Seoul or downtown and do something else today, and we're gonna give up on that. So we walked up the stairs, and as we're walking up, Connor is like rushing down, almost ran past us, I think, and we go, where have you been?
Because at this point we've been there for what, like 2.5 hours?
Probably.
We wasted so much of our day just like wandering around Nuevos Ministerios, like hoping we found someone.
But we then made it on the train pretty much right away because it was about to leave.
Yes, it was perfect timing.
And then spent the rest of the day in El Escorial, just kind of imagining where Andrew was and what he was doing that day.
Doing exactly what you were doing, but about 45 minutes later.
Yeah. So, and then we all made it home for dinner.